We all know that being chic is being prepared, so we're going to talk about that in today's video. Hello everyone, Jennifer here, and welcome back to the Daily Connoisseur. So I am talking about the supply chain demand crisis in today's video, not necessarily the current events in the news and all of that. I'm not talking about politics in this video. I'm just talking about the actual issue that's happening, and we can't bury our head in the sand about it. Last year, we talked about prepping our pantry for shortages, and we're going to do the same thing right now. Why? Because it's wise. So I'm going to give you 20 things that I think every household, well-prepared household, should have. All right, let's start off in food. I think everybody should have an emergency food supply, something with a very long shelf life. I have shared this on the channel before. We live in Southern California. There's lots of earthquakes here, so I have always had this, and they last, some of them have like 25 or 30-year shelf lives. By the way, I'm going to put everything down below, lots of resources, so you can check things out. But it's just a good idea to have this. You buy a bucket full of it and just keep it, okay? If you never have to use it, then that's great. But if you do, you'll be so glad that you have it. So long-term emergency food. The next thing is canned food. This is important, whether you can it yourself or whether you buy cans at the grocery store. Just every time you go, get a little bit more, stock up on that supply. Look at the expiration dates and make sure that you're getting a wide variety of things: canned meats, canned vegetables, canned fruit. Also things like beans, rice, protein powders, that type of thing. Long shelf life foods like that, that you can keep in your pantry just in case you need them, okay? Another idea, of course, is to grow your own food. So have seeds on hand. If you have a garden, a little vegetable patch like we do, cultivate that, keep that up. Try to grow your own food as much as possible. Something we have that I love, Ben got it for me for my birthday, is the Arrow Garden. It's a countertop food grower, and right now I grow basil in it. I grow 2 different types of basil, but I can't believe how well this thing grows food and keeps the plants alive. So this is another option too. This is, what is this one? Oh, this is the seed pod kit. So you could put your own seeds. You could literally grow whatever you want. There's a bunch of different types of these. I have this, and I also am going to start growing some heirloom lettuce in there, because whenever I grow lettuce in our vegetable garden outside, something like an animal sits on it or something gross. So I do prefer to grow it on the countertop in our kitchen. But it's a great way to grow food, and yes, I love the Arrow Garden. Also, remember to stock up on pet food if you have pets. That's really important. Sometimes we're only thinking about ourselves, but you've got to stock up on the pet food. And then another important thing is water filtration. You could use anything from a filtration system you would normally use, like a Brita or a Berkey, or also it's wise to get one of those ones that you would take camping that could filter out semi-dirty water. So again, we hope we don't have to use it, but you never know. Okay, next category I want to talk about is medicine. So of course, prescription medications. If you take any prescription, just try to figure out, make sure you're always up to date with it, and that you're not running low. Make sure that you refill that. Of course, generic ones like children's Tylenol, children's ibuprofen, just in case they get a fever or something down the line. It's important to have that. And of course, if your pets have medication, don't forget about them too. Another one is vitamins and supplements, and I'm almost out of my vitamins, so I need to order more. I take iron supplements for my anemia. So vitamins and supplements is really important, especially if you're going through a period of time where you're not getting the best nutrition, if you're only eating canned food. Something to think about. Band-Aids and Neosporin, totally critical just to have them anyway, but to have those. A well-stocked first aid kit. I'm sure every household has this, but just check it and make sure you don't need to refill it and put anything in it. I heard someone say somewhere aloe for burns, and just a burn cream, just in case something happens. Okay, the next category I want to talk about is sanitary care. This is very important, and not pleasant to think about at all, but we have to think about it. If you have a baby or a toddler who wears diapers, it is really important, I think, to have some reusable diapers, because I've already heard in a lot of cases that there are diapers that aren't on the shelves right now, and people are panicking about that. So I've showed these on my Amazon live streams, but this is an example of a cloth diaper. And I have a lot of these because my boys were cloth diapered, and this is what it looks like. So you basically have an insert here that you wash, and they work really well. It's just peace of mind knowing that if you run out of diapers, you have cloth ones and you don't need to panic, right? A way to prepare for possible toilet paper shortages. Again, wasn't that fun last year? But ways that you could do that is to have a travel bidet, just have something set up, or we were talking about the cloth wipes or things like that. Okay, so just think about what would work best for your family if there was a shortage. I'm not saying go out and hoard all the toilet paper. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we're thinking about being prepared, okay? This is a big one for women, and we don't think about it. Feminine products, and they make a lot of reusable ones. You could have a menstrual cup, you could have reusable pads, cloth pads. Even if you have never tried these things before, it might be worth it to just have them on hand in case you can't get a hold of the normal supplies that you use. Again, I'm going to leave all the resources down below for you, so you can check those out. And finally, in the sanitary care department, and by the way, this is by no means comprehensive. There's so many more things that we could prep. This is just the basics, okay? Soap, bar soap, just so important because you're going to need that to clean things off, and you might be running low, or maybe you like really fancy, I don't know, what do I like? I like fancy shower gels and body oils and things like that, which is nice to have as a luxury, but have bar soap too. So I love Ben Soap Company, Sudsy Soapery. Of course, you could get Ivory from, Amazon or whatever, but just have some bar soap on hand. The last category that I have for you is home items. Just in case the power goes out, do you have a supply of candles? Really important. I have a bunch of these and different pillars and things like that. Of course, do you have matches? Matches are very important as well. Flashlights are important. I have this, we have a few flashlights obviously around the house, but this is one of those emergency radio flashlights. Yes, I have one of these. And you wind it up. Also, it can make that noise, which is scary. But yes, so one of these, I'll link this one down below, but just have it, on hand, just in case you need it. Batteries, make sure you have batteries, and blankets as well. And the last thing I wanted to mention for the home that I think everybody should have, just in case the internet is down and you need proper advice, is a medicine handbook and a survival handbook. So I have these here. I have the survival medicine handbook, the essential guide for when help is not on the way, and SAS Survival Handbook, 3rd edition, the ultimate guide to surviving anywhere. So that's like if something happens and you need to treat it yourself because you can't get help. Now, it's not pleasant to think of these things, but it's important to just have them, like insurance, hope you never have to use them, and have them there. Now, this is, like I said, I'm not saying this is the only list. This is just a very basic list of things to just have on hand. Make sure you're prepared just in case something happens. You never know. And even if we weren't facing the supply chain shortage, we should have these things on hand anyway, because there are natural disasters. Like I said, there's earthquakes where I live. There might be hurricanes where you live. It just depends. So it's just good to be prepared. And like I said, Mrs. Beaton herself would fully endorse this subject. Nobody wants to be unprepared, okay? So I hope that you found this video helpful. I'm going to put this list on my corresponding blog post and just see what you have, stock up where you need to. I'm not telling you to go rush out and hoard things at all. I'm just saying let's be aware of what's happening and just be mindful about the future here, because that's what we do as homemakers. Being chic is being prepared. We want to be calm, we want to be prepared, and that's the goal here for this channel. So I hope that you found this prepping video Daily Connoisseur style, useful. Let us know in the comments section something that you think we should add to the list. What would you like to add? What do you think every family or individual needs to prepare for any eventualities in the future? Let us know in the comments down below. And thank you so much for joining me on the Daily Connoisseur. Keep calm and remain classy, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.